Hello Potomac and Russell students. This is Mr. Nick again, and today we're going to write two short poems inspired by William Carlos Williams. First off, what a cool name that is, isn't it? William Carlos Williams was a poet, but he was also a doctor. He lived in the early 1900s, about 100 years ago, in New Jersey. One morning, he woke up before his wife, Flossie, and he went into the kitchen, found some plums that she was saving for breakfast, and ate them. Afterwards, he left an apology note. Later, he turned that apology note into a poem. As I read this poem, notice that even though it is a short poem, it has a lot of fantastic rhythm and sound. This is just to say I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. Does your mouth water when you hear all those S sounds at the end, so sweet and so cold? I love how he focuses not just on the plum's sweetness, but their coldness too. Does it seem like William Carlos Williams is sorry about eating the plums? He is sorry because his wife was saving them for breakfast, but also not sorry because they were so delicious. So he is sorry, but not sorry. Notice how he uses line breaks and stanza breaks, those breaks that look like paragraph breaks, to break up the poem into 3 sections and focus on every little ordinary detail. In the first stanza, he says what he has done, eaten the plums. In the second stanza, he focuses on why he is sorry about doing it. His wife was going to eat them. And in the last stanza, he states why he is not sorry. They were delicious. You're going to write a poem like this in which you express why you are sorry, but not sorry. Because this is a short poem, you have to choose your words carefully. Try and focus on the rhythm of the words and the simple images. Remember, try to use line breaks and stanza breaks. Here are a few examples from some students. No more frogs for you. I am sorry to say that I let your swamp-colored frogs hop back into the wild. They look like dark green bouncy balls getting thrown for the first time in forever. I am still totally sorry, though. By Victor. The coffee cup. I'm sorry I stole your coffee cup. When I put coffee into the cup, my body felt like it was flying, and the coffee tasted like chocolate. I'm sorry to say I shot a bird today. The dog watched as the wind blew through its wings. It landed in the field, its heart cold but warm inside. The wind turned pink, white, and gray as the bird fell. By Leslie. I'm sorry to say I was doodling on my notebook in class. I know I was supposed to be working. It is my mistake. But now I look at my drawings and see something beautiful. By Lila. I'm sorry to say I've broken the marble glass vase, the special one. It fell off the table and made such a beautiful mess. It looked like a bird flying through the sky. The colors blending into the carpet made it even more beautiful. By Bella. Once you are done writing that first William Carlos Williams poem, we're going to write a second short poem inspired by him. William Carlos Williams often went on house calls. Doctors visited houses then, near his home in New Jersey. As he walked to houses, he would walk by a lot of farm fields, and he would notice the simple, ordinary things as he walked by those fields and write about them. He was one of the first poets to do this, writing in ordinary language about everyday events. He said, "A poem must be real, not realism, but reality itself. No ideas, but in things." This is one of his most famous poems. You may have heard it before. The Red Wheelbarrow. So much depends upon A red wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater beside the white chickens. You can see that William Carlos Williams is capturing a scene as he sees it in this poem, much like a painting or a photograph can do. What does he mean by that verb depends in the first line? Depends means to hang from. Thus so much hangs on this scene happening. It is important because it happens every day. Notice the two colors in this poem, red and white, and how each is assigned to an object, the wheelbarrow and the chickens. Having the wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater makes me imagine a recent rain that has soaked the earth, with the chickens pecking around the farmyard, pulling up the worms which tend to come out after a rain. Of course, he doesn't say any of this in the poem, but he does show you a simple everyday scene that you might pass by, and you can imagine the full picture in your head. You'll notice, like with the first poem, he has a clear structure in each stanza. 3 words, 1 word, 3 words, 1 word. You can try to do this in your poem. You'll also notice that he uses some compound words, but he puts them on separate lines. Wheel, barrow, and rain, water. This makes us focus on each part of those words. The wheel and the barrow. The rain and the water. Now you get to write your own poem inspired by this one. Think about ordinary things you see every day. They could be in your backyard, or on your street, or in your house. What are 2 different objects with different colors? And how are they related? Here are a few examples. The emerald bullfrog. So much depends upon the emerald bullfrog dripping with pond water on the green lily pad, by Isabel. The golden apple pie. So much depends upon the golden apple pie singed from oven fire beside the hungry dog. The orange pumpkin. So much depends upon the orange pumpkin's rotten little spots, with deer eating the inside, those little beady eyes in the Halloween night, by Jake. Challenge yourself in this poem by trying to use stanza breaks, compound words, and different colors. The most important part, though, is to try and capture an everyday, simple scene in a short poem. Share your 2 poems with your teacher when you're done, and they will pass them on to me. I look forward to reading them.